Can we get some more subs so he can finish?
Dumb, dummy, I'm no bunny, I'm no sloppy boy. I never beg for no money, funny. You run from me, no, I'm running, no, I fought no one, nobody. Chop it right hand, chop it like a big bucket. You have.
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Tristan Big Wop Brady, and we got the crypto anaconda, Miss Andra, the Black Swan.
That's right. We're here to give you the latest and the best of what's happening in the crypto space, and we're going to focus on NFTs today because they've been hot. Everyone's talking about them, everyone's buying them, and everyone's involved in them. So we're just going to chat a little bit about that.
Yeah, dude. So we went over NFTs and non-fungible tokens last time we were here in this setting, but I just want to recap for the people that didn't see the last video or kind of get a little bit more in depth. What are they? I understand that they're like one-of-one pieces of art, but really, give me the meat and potatoes of an NFT.
Right, so here's the difference. If you own cryptocurrency now, you can own two types. One is a typical like Ethereum, Bitcoin, etc., where my Bitcoin is no different from yours, right? So those are all alike. There's no difference between the way they are minted. Now, there's another type of token called NFT or non-fungible token. And they're a different standard, right? So typical cryptocurrencies are ERC20s, whereas the non-fungible ones are ERC721s. What that means is that they're all different. So my NFT is different from yours because there's only one that's minted, period. So it's just like a painting, right? When someone paints, like what the Mona Lisa is just one of a kind. There's not another Mona Lisa in the world. And in the same manner, there's no other NFT like that in the world. So that's really, really simple.
So who decides the value of an NFT?
The market decides the value, so you can obviously start an auction at a certain price, but ultimately it's going to be the highest bidder who wins that NFT in the market. So if you have your mind set on one, you can just go to the platform and figure out like your price range, and then you can only purchase NFTs that fit in your in your budget, because these can go up in value up to like millions of dollars. So be careful what you put your money on.
So I see Jack Dorsey is selling his first tweet as an NFT. How can he sell that as an NFT, and do you think the valuation of a $2.5 million tweet is worth that value?
Yeah, so the thing about NFTs is that they're all about scarcity, right? So it's just like with any other collector's item, you know that there's no other thing out there that's like it. So with Jack Dorsey's tweet, it's like it's his very first tweet ever. So someone really thought that this would be valuable enough to pay that much money for it, right? What about 2.2 million or whatever the highest bid was? And again, this has to do with perception. In their world, they know that this is valued at this much just because maybe they want to keep it for themselves, or they want to resell it on a secondary market, because there is a buyer out there who would pay this much. So it's about also the information that you have in your own world, because in my world, I don't know anyone who would pay 2 point whatever million to buy Jack Dorsey's tweet. So it has to do with what you think it's valued at.
Is there a fraud market or a replication market for NFTs? Is that something that people are worried about?
So in a perfect world, you would not be able to replicate an NFT. That's the whole point. Once you mint it, there's just one of it, and that's the whole point of the blockchain, is that there cannot be two of the same type of NFTs. However, here is my problem with this. It's if I mint that same NFT on multiple blockchains, so not on the same blockchain but on multiple ones, then I have the same NFT, just different blockchains, but it's still unique. So what does that do? This is an open-ended question, so there's no answer for this, but it's just something to think about as we move forward in this space, right? And even with Jack Dorsey's tweet, someone else can actually monetize my tweets. So it doesn't have to be himself selling it, but anyone else can go and they can request to sell someone else's tweet and then make money off of that. So how do you feel about someone monetizing your content? Like, I don't think that's ethical, and it's still a big question mark around the mechanics of this and the future of reselling tweets, images, or any other type of content.
What it sounds like is you don't have to actually own the digital or intellectual property of the item. You kind of just have to be the first to mint it. Is that kind of it?
Right, so exactly. So people copy paste content all the time, right? So if someone went to, say, my Instagram and they just took a screenshot of my photo, when you mint it, you don't really know if that's the original photo. It's just a screenshot of the photo, because we're not that advanced yet to identify these kinds of details, right? So anybody could literally steal content and then mint it and sell it as an NFT. So it still becomes a matter of protecting your content before it gets there. But how do you protect the tweet? The whole idea of Twitter is to be a public platform available for everyone. So this is what I mean, it's back and forth for now. So the only way, the safest way to mint an NFT is for you to create something that you haven't posted anywhere else, and then you mint it and then you sell it to your audience.
in your eyes, what would be a valuable NFT to you in your personal world?
I actually really love crypto art. So I would not buy an album, for example, that's been minted. Kings of Leon just dropped an album as an NFT, and they also made a bunch of money off of that, like millions. Blau also just releases music as an NFT. And for me, that's not valuable enough to purchase. I would buy probably unique works of art. So again, maybe digital artists, or anything that has been created, like I said, by the artist himself, and also sold by the artist himself on this platform, and it's not advertised anywhere else. That's the only thing that I would really buy.
Okay. Where are some of these real estate locations or kind of marketplaces or auction houses of NFTs being sold?
Yeah, there's a couple of them. So we have, OpenSea, that's like the OG of marketplaces. We have Rarible, Super Rare, Maker's Place, and a couple others. So they're just popping out of nowhere, especially now because there's such huge demand for NFTs. Everyone's creating a new platform. And they're even starting to be branded differently. So you could have like the Walmart of NFT platforms, and then you have like the really cool, sleek ones, right? So we're just now starting to kind of wrap them into categories, and we'll see how they evolve over time.
If somebody wanted to get into creating NFT art, what would you recommend for them?
You have to be really creative because the market is super saturated. So definitely go and check out all the other art out there because there is so much. So there's definitely a lot of noise, and you have to separate that from the signal, right? Like what separates the fact that Christie held an auction for Beeple's art from just a random NFT that's sold on, like I said, Maker's Place, right? Like what are the differences between the two? And it gets really difficult because you have to assess art and what art is and what is creativity, etc. But definitely start checking out what's already out there. Understand how to mint an actual piece of content. So what is the process? Where do you go? Which platform do you use? And how difficult is it to do it? You have to also have a cryptocurrency wallet set up because most of these platforms only accept cryptos for payment, specifically Ethereum most of the time. So if you're uncertain about how to use cryptocurrency, then you should probably not sell NFT art because that's what you'll get paid in. There's so much material on the internet. Just Google it and you'll find so much out there for any kind of action that you want to take in NFT space. It's all out there. I mean, the Mavericks are doing stuff with NFTs. NBA is doing stuff with NFTs. We have CryptoKitties that are the OGs of NFTs. We have CryptoPunks, Hashmarks. I mean, there's just a ton of stuff going on in the space. So, yeah.
Where do you see the world of NFTs going, say, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the line?
So I'm a pessimist. I think that we're in a bubble right now because they're really hot. Everyone's jumping on this trend, and I think that people are also staying inside, right, because of COVID and isolation and all of it. So we're spending money on stuff online, right? But once the world opens up and we can go to Disneyland, we can travel to whatever corner of the world, I think that people will choose to spend that money on other things, and I think the market will kind of die down. In a way, I think it's going to happen the same way it happened with ICOs in 2017, right? There was a huge market saturation, and then the noise got canceled out, and you only had the signals that stayed and lasted. So I think NFTs are following the same trend of lots of noise right now, and then once it gets saturated and people exit the market, you're only going to have the signal that's going to stay and create meaningful value to the digital world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, tying into a digital world, Roblox just IPO'd today and they went public. And they kind of have a similar platform where individuals can create their own art inside of that. Do you see NFTs becoming a part of video games such as Grand Theft Auto, Roblox? What do you see with that?
Totally. So we have now virtual worlds where you can actually go and display your NFTs, like CryptoVoxels is one such place. Because you need to create also the spaces where you can showcase them. If you could just buy them and keep them on your phone, no one's going to care about that, right? The whole point of owning art is to show it off. So so we're going to have digital virtual worlds for sure. We're going to have all kinds of like auction, like secondary marketplaces where you can go and resell them, right? And I think it's going to be very niche, like gaming items. I've never played Roblox, but let's use Fortnite for example, right? In Fortnite, you can actually earn NFTs instead of earning like a weapon or a shield or whatever else, and then you can resell that on another gaming market. So that's already being done, and that's kind of what I see in the future of these gaming meets NFTs world.
So what are your kind of ending thoughts on NFTs, and what do you see for the rest of the time going forward?
I think everyone should take a look at the market. Definitely go on the platforms, at least create an account, and like I said, check it out. If you have some money to spend on one, buy it and see if maybe you can resell it later on. For example, if you're a guy and you're into basketball, check out NBA Top Shot and see if there's a play that you really enjoy and you really want to own that piece of basketball just yourself. and try it out. I think that constantly playing with these platforms and toys and all these innovative tools is really just a way for you to grow as a person, right, and learn more about the space so that you're not taken by surprise by the next wave of innovation. So yeah, go play. That's what I say.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Andra. We appreciate it a lot. If you made it to this point of the video, make sure you press subscribe, turn on those notifications, hit us with a comment about what you liked most about the video, and we'll actually check out the comments and see what you guys want us to talk about next time on the Crypto Recap. So without further ado, it's my stock life or no life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tristan.
All right, we'll catch you guys later.
My trip is mad. I ain't finished. I got loads. I think I'm up for the challenge. To show I got me some mileage.